much, Amy. Well, I suffered with allergies my whole life. I took needles from the time I was 5 until I was 21. I could never even go outside in the summertime, never learned to swim, never did summer sports or anything. In 1980, I had Legionnaire's disease. I almost died. I was in the Toronto lung department, the hospital, for over a month. And that left my lungs full of scar tissue. If you got a cold in the wintertime, I would end up with bronchitis or pneumonia. So I've been fighting bronchitis and pneumonia since 1980. In 1988, I had hepatitis A, chronic fatigue syndrome, and Epstein-Barr. So I was immune compromised. And then in the summer of 2020, August of 2020, I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the washroom, and all of a sudden I couldn't walk. I gone to bed, I was fine. I struggled, I held onto the wall and the furniture and got myself together. And then I got some clothes on. I was able to get to the hospital. I had CAT scans, MRIs. I was in emerge for 9.5 hours. And at the end of the night, they said to me, some virus has attacked to the nerve, to your inner ear. You've gone completely deaf and you don't have vertigo. You have full and complete loss of balance. And there's nothing we can do for you. Isn't that wonderful? So they put you on massive antibiotics for a couple of weeks and send you home. I live all alone in a 2-story home in Niagara Falls, Canada. My sons are in the US. And I had to crawl on my hands and knees to go up to bed every night. And I'd have to come down on my tush every morning. I'd wake up crying every day because I didn't have no energy. In about, I think, September, the first part of October, I was sitting downstairs in my living room and I just started to cry and I went hysterical. And I screamed at God. I said, God, I've had a wonderful life. I said, I'm 75. I said, please take me home. If I can't take care of myself, I don't want to be on planet Earth. Or send me something. So the next day, my friend Tanya calls from Florida. She says, what do you know about stem cells? Well, I'll tell you, I got the package in. I ordered the X39. I got them in. I opened it up at the counter. I've lived alone too long. I talked to myself. And I stood there and I said to myself, you crazy woman, what do you think these tiny little bandages are going to do for you when you've been so sick? And I said, well, remember, you screamed at God. I started wearing them. I got my energy back in 8 days. I woke up on the morning of the 8th day and I looked around the room and I knew something had changed. And in 3 weeks, I could walk again. So I went right to the top. I bought everything the company ever made. I had it all delivered to Canada. And I started studying everything about David Schmidt. I started studying all the patches and I started experimenting with them. And then by Christmas, I started sharing it with my friends. And within 6 months, I was a manager. And all of a sudden, I have this wonderful business. And I'll tell you now, so what has happened to me now, I'm almost approaching 80. I would never, ever have told anybody before my age. Now I use it as a selling technique. I get up every day with the strength, the energy, the vitality, and the flexibility that I had in my 40s. And I don't exercise, really. It's terrible. I don't really take care of myself. Well, I'm kind of lazy, but you know what? I've worked hard my whole life, so I deserve to be lazy if I want to be, you know. But I travel a lot, as you know. I'm all over the place. But since I've been on the patches now, I'm maybe just a little over 4 years. Oh, one thing, I went to the dentist. And my gums, my receding gums have come back down again. And the dentist said to me, my goodness, I've never seen this in 33 years in business. I said, well, would you like to know what I'm using? He said, no, it'll put me out of business. And he left the room. Isn't that a great attitude?
Boy.
But I have not.
People could have helped.
Yeah. And you know what? I would say my chronic fatigue, my COPD. My COPD is about 50% improved since I've been on the patches now for 4 years. My gums have come back down again. No more pneumonia, no more bronchitis. And I'm healthier than I have ever been in my life. And my heart is just so full of gratitude. I'm going to cry every time I think about this. And the first time I saw David Schmidt, I told him that. I thanked him for that. He put his arm around me and he said, Patty, don't thank me, thank God. I said, well, honey, I thank you both every day.